right, welcome back. This time we're doing Bond B. Bond B has a par value of $10,000. The term on Bond B is 3 years. The contract interest rate that's going to determine how much we actually pay in cash is 5%. The market interest rate is 7% and the issue price is 95.20. Okay. Now, first thing I have to do is determine, is this bond at par? Are we selling it at par with a discount or with a premium? So the first thing I look at is my interest rates. If my contract rate is less than my market rate, then I'm selling at a discount. The second thing I look at is my issue price. If my issue price is less than 100 or 100%, then I'm selling at a discount. So I've determined this bond I'm selling at a discount. So before I start with my journal entries, I'm going to go ahead and calculate a couple things. The first thing I'm going to look at is my issue price. So my issue price is going to equal par value, which is $10,000, times my issue price written as a percentage. So that is actually 95.2% or 0.952. So 10,000 times 0.952. And that's going to give me a total cash I'm going to get on this bond of $9,520. So if the par value is at that 10,000 and the issue price is 9,520, then my discount is going to be $480. My par value, $10,000. My issue price is $9,520. When I take $10,000 minus $9,520, $480 is my discount. Okay. Now I think we can make room right here. Let's find out how much we're going to amortize this discount each time we make an interest payment. So our discount amortization is going to be our total discount, which is $480, divided by the number of interest payments we're going to make. Remember, our number of interest payments is our term times 2 because we're paying interest twice a year. 3 years times 2 is 6. So each time I make an interest payment, I'm going to amortize my discount by $80. Finally, let's calculate what our actual interest payment is going to be. And our interest payment is going to be our par value times our contract interest rate, which is 5%, times 180 over 360, which is going to be $250 every 6 months. Every 6 months, we are going to pay $250 in interest payment. Okay, I think we have all of the numbers we need to start with our journal entries. Let me clean the board and we'll come right back and do that. In the previous video, we calculated issue price, discount amortization, and our interest payment. If you're not sure where we got those numbers, go back and rewatch the previous video and we'll go through step by step how we calculated each of those numbers. Okay, so let's start with our journal entries. The first is for the issuance. The first thing we want to do is record the cash. We got cash, that's why we sold the bond. So we're going to debit cash. We're going to debit cash for the issue price, $9,520. When we sell our bonds at a discount, we don't get the full par value up front. We only get a portion of it. All right, we also know that the amount we owe, the amount we have to pay after 3 years, is the full par value. So I have a credit to bond payable for the full par value of $10,000. All right, my debits don't equal my credits, and the difference is my discount. So I know I need an additional $480 of debit, and that's going to be my discount. All right, now it's time to make our first semi-annual interest payment. We said the amount of cash we're actually going to pay is $250. So we're going to credit cash for $250. We're also going to amortize our discount. And when we amortize our discount, that's a credit because we want to make this smaller every time. If you can imagine, I'll do a quick T account. I've got $480 in my discount T account. By the time I go to pay off this bond in 3 years, I want that to be 0. So every 6 months, I'm going to credit my discount for $80. So that's what I'm going to do here. The debit that's going to offset these two is going to be my interest expense. So I'm going to debit interest expense for cash plus my discount. And that's going to be $330. My $80 discount, amortization, plus the $250 in cash that I pay. All right, finally, we're going to retire it. You probably remember I said when we retire our bonds, it's the same journal entry every time. We're going to debit bond payable for par value. We're going to credit cash for that same amount because we're actually paying off the bond. So at retirement, we debit bond payable for par value, $10,000 in this case, and we credit cash for par value, $10,000 in this case. That would be a great note to have. At retirement, we always debit bond payable and credit cash, always at par value. In fact, if you notice, every time we touch bond payable, it's always at par value. The discounts and the premiums, they always go into different accounts, but every time we touch bond payable, it's always at par value. Great note to have, great way to remind yourself so you don't get confused on the numbers. All right, I'll give you a minute to look at this and then we'll move on to bond C.